Today, I'm going to be deep diving into the belief code with Jocelyn Pettitt. Jocelyn is a master manifester. She's been helping people to reprogram their subconscious with Psy-K and the body code and the emotion code, and she's now a belief code practitioner.
Thank you, Simeon.
Oh, did I echo back there? I did.
No, it's all good. It's good.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, apologies about that. So it's just so amazing what we can achieve when we take out the limiting beliefs and programs that affect us from achieving what we want out of life. And it can start from such an early age, from like 1 to 7, where a lot of our subconscious beliefs are created. And Jocelyn is also an international best-selling author of the Heal 2.0. She's running the HiViibe Connect, where she has 19 practitioners working for her, and she's getting an international audience and helping to heal people all around the world. And it's really amazing the impact she's able to create on helping to heal the world. And she's also designed a dating app to help people connect who've cleared their heart walls, which I think is just so lovely. So thank you so much for coming on the show today, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Simeon, for the lovely introduction. Thank you for having me.
So it's really exciting with the belief code that's just recently come out. Dr. Bradley Nelson's outdone himself on this one, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think a lot of the emotion code, body code practitioners have been waiting this modality to be released for at least 3-4 years now. And as it was introduced and launched, many of us body code practitioners took the leap right away to sign up and learn this step 3, or this newest level in Discover Healing's modalities. Emotion code has had immense effect on the world. Body code took it even further, and now belief code is like in the grand scheme of things, it's the missing piece to that puzzle of what we needed to do. The way I look at it with emotion code, body code, it's all about healing your past trauma energies, things that happened in the past that remain living on your body. But belief code is really about fixing the subconscious mind for your future.
Yeah, it's just so exciting, and I've really been finding it fun working on myself, setting out like a specific statement, like say with like financial well-being, with wanting to earn a certain amount, might do the first session, I'm only testing like 1 out of 10, like my subconscious isn't believing it. Then recently there last night, I did like my 4th session on that statement. I was finally getting a 10 out of 10 with it. And I've just noticed the difference with, clients coming in with a lot more flow.
Yes.
And it's really amazing, isn't it, when we can tap into our subconscious and, remove these limiting beliefs that can, be affecting us on such a deep subconscious level.
Yes, exactly. And that's what the belief code really does tackle, because your beliefs create your reality. So you could be an amazing energy healer, an amazing practitioner, an amazing human being. However, if your beliefs don't believe that you're worthy of making a certain amount of money, or if your beliefs don't believe that you can succeed in this business doing this alone, then that will be your reality. So it is really it's important to check into yourself through muscle testing. Where am I on this? Do I believe I'm worthy of making this much? Do I believe I can handle a full schedule of clients? And then that way, once you tackle those beliefs, everything starts to come into play the way it's supposed to come into play. Because like I said, it's your beliefs. It's not, the sky is not the limit. It's your belief system is the limit.
Absolutely, Jocelyn. And it's funny how I noticed with my personal experience when I was working on myself, there's like things coming up, like statements like, I shouldn't have money, money's bad, all of these things that get programmed in. And when you put in like statements like it's okay to be wealthy, money allows you to help people and do good things in the world. And when you reprogram the mind like that, it's just so powerful what you can invite in.
Exactly. Energy, like money is energy, and it is a neutral energy, and the frequency that we assign to it, or the way we believe it to be either positive or negative, is how it's going to manifest into our life. So I think, like the statement you just said, how I can help people, the more money I have, the more I can do with it, the more positive life experiences it will bring me. It's just associating those positive energy statements and getting rid of the negative ones that even could be inherited from our ancestors, that, you have to work hard for your money. You have to, money is evil, rich people are unkind, or, getting through all those barriers that sometimes is not our own belief. Sometimes that has been passed on generational.
Yeah, and it goes back so far, doesn't it? You could probably even trace it back thousands of years from like the, lack mentality that, and I even remember in school, one of the kids in school saying that self-praise is no praise. And I don't think, Muhammad Ali would never say something like that, would he?
I agree. No, I think you have to celebrate your successes, and then your subconscious mind is motivated to do even more for you.
And I just think it's so exciting, isn't it? The way that they've broken down the belief systems. So we've got like our limiting beliefs, or our negative programs at like the leaves of the tree, the limiting beliefs like the branches, and our faulty core beliefs like the trunk, and sometimes a faulty core identity. And it's just so fun with the decoding process that we're, picking apart all of these pieces of the belief system. And some of them, when we're doing it, our clients would be like, it really resonates and clicks straight away. And sometimes it can be a lot deeper, and they might not, consciously recognize it. And it's really fun to be able to, pinpoint and decode these negative belief systems and find all of the associations through like the emotion code and body code that are linked to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much fun when we get to put in those new positive empowering beliefs. And you've been doing this a few years with Psy-K, haven't you?
Yes. I think a lot of practitioners recognize that the subconscious mind is incredibly powerful and an important part of this process. And so Psy-K was or is a modality where you can reprogram the subconscious mind by putting in muscle testing if you're weak or strong on a statement, on a goal statement, and then programming it into the subconscious mind, basically through right left brain exercises. But then it's like you hit run on a computer, and this is the new program we believe. Okay, and then it tests strong. So Psy-K has been incredibly powerful and life-changing for myself and for many clients. And yeah, it's I think one of Bruce Lipton's favorite modalities for subconscious mind reprogramming. The belief code, the difference between the belief code and Psy-K, I think, is that belief code just looks into the why. Why do we have this limiting belief? And so you through muscle testing and their incredible mapping system, you can figure out, yeah, okay, you have these negative programs, these negative like limiting beliefs, this faulty core belief, this faulty core identity. It could be inherited, it could be self-generated or suggested. And you figure all this stuff out, like you said, the associated energy behind it, the imbalances behind it that are connected to the belief system, clear that, and then put in the positive program and hit run. So I think it answers the why, so that those limiting beliefs don't come back or recreate. And that is an incredible modality and system to figure it out. So belief code has really outdone itself and done an amazing job.
Thank you, Dr. Brad. So do you find the belief code to be more of a longer lasting benefit than Psy-K, that it goes a little bit deeper into the reasons for?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Psy-K is incredible, and I've worked with Psy-K for years, whereas I haven't worked with belief code yet for years. It's such a new modality, and I've been practicing with clients, and they've been having these systems change for them. The long-term effects, I think, are yet to be discovered, because that's all going to unfold in the future. So I can't really say if one is more effective than the other. I
Yeah.
think both are incredibly powerful in their own
Mm,
way.
mm,
And belief code, at least what I'm happy with the belief code is that it makes that connection for the clients as to why, because like you said, sometimes they resonate with that statement. It's like, oh yeah, I could totally
yeah.
see that limiting belief, or I could totally resonate with that negative program you just pulled up. That makes so much sense. So it answers the why. Whereas I think in Psy-K, we just say, okay, you know what? We program this statement, I'm worthy of the best that love and life have to offer. We program it in, done. Okay, you're moving forward. But belief code is a little different in the sense that you're going to first figure out what needs to move out of that subconscious that's not serving you. And then you also muscle test the positive statements that have to be programmed in. Whereas Psy-K, we choose the positive statement.
Mm, mm. It's such a vast database with the belief code, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. It is incredible for those who are in the practicum or who are certified already. The access to this database is absolutely incredible and so easy to use with muscle testing.
And I think it's incredible the work you've done from going from like a salary job in a school to, running an international business where you've got 19 practitioners. Is that correct number, 19?
I think it might be 17. It does
17.
fluctuate. They're
Yeah.
subcontractors for our
Yeah.
corporation. But yes, I was a school librarian. I was an EA, like educational assistant, school librarian for 5 years, and then an executive assistant for a little while before I decided to go into my business full time. And it was really working on the subconscious mind, getting through those beliefs that I can make a certain amount of money each week that I was making in my previous salary. Because I knew like this was a risk. You create your own paycheck when you go into business for yourself. And so I had to muscle test, okay, I make this much a week. And if it was weak, I'd have to program it. I used Psy-K at that time. I'd program it in. I'd see that unfold and sometimes make more. And then I would up the ante and challenge myself even further. But yeah, I think with a
That's
lot of
phenomenal.
practitioners, it's the beliefs. It's working on yourself and what you believe you're able to achieve. And once you believe you can, then you just let the universe do its thing and it happens.
It's truly amazing, really, isn't it? How we can manifest these things if we haven't got those blocks in the way subconsciously. And it I think it's funny, really, how much societally we've been told from like school and education, that you're only allowed to do things in a certain way. And if you free up the subconscious mind and you think and you feel and in your gut feeling that you can do something, it just makes it so much easier to bring it into reality.
Yeah. And it's the same for the opposite. If you think that you can't, then that is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's a bit like the horror stories. If someone's got misdiagnosed with a disease and they actually manifest the disease, it's the mind is a very powerful thing in that way too. And
Yeah.
I think Joe Dispenza says, our bodies are the greatest pharmacist, and his story is truly amazing with his healing journey.
Yes, of his back. It's incredible. Um, yeah, I think how I first was introduced to this was through the documentary Emotion, E-Motion. I don't know if you've seen that, but Joe Dispenza's in there and he shares that story, and Dr. Bradley Nelson. Fantastic documentary about energy healing and emotional healing. And I was in library school when I first came across that documentary. Watched it, was totally intrigued, and watched it again the next night. And then I was on a mission to learn and discover more about this type of work. But definitely like the emotion code, body code, fantastic for healing. Again, you can heal all you want, but if you're not seeing a change in your life and you're coming back to the same situation or the same money problems or the same relationship problems, then you know that that's subconscious work. You're creating that. That's what you think you're worthy of. So even if you heal, you can heal. But if nothing is changing in your life and you're not moving forward with the life that you want, that is where you need belief code.
Absolutely. And I think it's something we can all use to just tune up what we want, in, relationships, career, and all aspects of life. Because, believing you can do something is such a powerful thing. I think that's why, you hear of MotoGP riders or Olympic athletes, they're running the race in their head before they do it to program in that belief system that they can do it. So I think it's something that everyone should try and everyone should do a session of, because, it's the sky's the limit, really, in which, in what we can achieve. And there's a lot of, systematic people who wouldn't like us to think that, but we're a lot more powerful than we're told.
Yeah, definitely. I know that with the clients that I've been working with, they're telling me the changes are really unconscious changes that they're seeing in their behaviors. So if we're working on worthiness or feeling like they belong, I'll have that message. They had this aha moment that I do belong. Or, I'm not people pleasing anymore. I caught myself asking for help at work, and that's totally unlike me. So the changes that are happening with the belief code are really on now the unconscious level, where their behaviors are changing because we've worked on that belief system about people pleasing, about self-worth, whatever it is that they've been challenged by in their past, and they're starting to notice those changes in their behaviors. And so that's what's really beautiful about the belief code, is that you're now working on an unconscious level, subconscious level. And so the things that are going to come forward are going to just happen naturally.
It's so powerful. And in one of my testimonials with Niall and my testimonials page, he shares some of the experiences he had after the belief code session, and it's something I recommend everyone to try. And Jocelyn, can they buy your book from your website? Is it on the website?
It's on Amazon. It is available.
It's on Amazon.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a co-author of the book, Heal 2.0, You Have the Power. But I do share my story about the emotion code and some testimonials with clients and how it has really changed my life.
And if there's like one tip from your book that you'd like to share with the viewers, what would that be?
I think it's about discovering your purpose. I think my story tells a little bit about how I discovered my purpose. And I work a lot with clients on this as well, where they're either unhappy in their job, unhappy in their relationship, unhappy with what they're doing, or just lost. And one of the things that I try to really guide people with is figuring out what they're passionate about, programming that, you do have a special and unique gift to offer this world. You need to discover what that is. And then you need to offer it to the world, whatever that may be. It could be a service. It could be, a business. It could be, it could even be the work that you're doing, but it has to be something that you're passionate about. So I think my story in the book does talk a little bit about discovering purpose. And it's one of the things I do work on with clients as well. Just finding that happiness, because happiness comes from within. We don't find it from an external source. You really do find it from within yourself. And so it's part of the journey, but yeah, it's been a blessing. So I think if there's one thing I would say, the testimonials are great, the stories are great of the healings and things like that. But if there's anything that I would like to do in this world, it would be to inspire people.
Absolutely, that's so powerful. And that's really getting like deep into soul purpose, soul mission. What's our higher self brought us here to do. And yeah, that's really empowering. And a good friend was saying that like we've all got like a $1 million idea in us, that we may not have discovered yet, and it's all about sharing with the world what we can to add as much value as we can. And I think we're in such an amazing time right now that everyone can be so interconnected. I mean, it's such an honor to be able to connect with you all the way over in Canada at the moment, and it's just so much fun. So yeah, that's really empowering with finding our life purpose.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you're right. Like, the way technology is now, we're not limited. I know when I started my business and became certified with my best friend, she said, you have to leave Edson if you want to be successful. There's no way your business is going to take off there. And then, but I didn't believe that. That was her belief. I didn't believe that. And my business is majority online with international clients from all over the world. I had a message this morning from Austria. She might even be watching for an emergency session. And it's just the people find you from all over the world, the people you're meant to work with. And so even though I'm in this beautiful small town of 8,500 people, and I do have my in-person clients here, like 95% of my work is online, and you're able to connect with people from anywhere. It's really infinite and limitless, and that's a beautiful thing about our type of industry. So yeah, I agree with you. Technology has allowed this to really come forward, even, through COVID times when people became more comfortable with being online. That helped all of this, move forward quickly. So yeah, I'm very grateful, very grateful.
It's truly amazing to be able to connect with people, and I've had some clients in New Zealand and Australia and America, and it's just so much fun. And I remember seeing on your website you're working with people on all of the continents, and that's just such a empowering, fun thing, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's fun. I definitely would say, like, even whenever I find someone reach out to me, I'm like, how did you find me? Like, how did you find me of all the people? Because I think there's 10,000 practitioners now, emotion code practitioners, and I don't know how many body code, but, there's a vast number of us that are certified in doing this work. And I always tell people there's no competition in this field. There is no competition in the spiritual realm, because there is someone who's meant to work with you. They will resonate. They will find you through whatever way they find you. They will find you to work with you, and they're meant to work with you. So yeah, I feel like, let's spread more of this work around the world. Let's get more people certified, and keep healing heart walls and doing good.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, because, when you think about it, there's nearly 8 billion people on the planet. There's
Exactly.
probably nearly hundreds of trillions get spent on, drugs that may not be, optimal, let's say. And so there's so much healing that's needed in all aspects. And, you know, really on a health level, we're kind of targeted from so many different angles, whether it's the chemicals in the food, the nutrient density going, decreasing in the food. And, it's so helpful to have the body code to be able to pinpoint, toxins and things we may be able to, do without, and nutrition and lifestyle elements we may need, different vitamins, or, exercise or body work. And it's just so helpful to have this database to, sometimes, get someone to go to a chiropractor, or do different detox methods for, heavy metals, or so it's so good to be able to share the information, because I think quite often it's an information element that's missing.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are aware of the medical help that they require, whether it be through, like, that's the physical body. We need our doctors and our nurses. And then a lot of people are aware of the mental health that they require through their mental health therapists. Spiritual is individual between them and God, however they worship. But emotional healing and energetic healing is really that dimension that has not gotten a lot of attention. And so that's where Dr. Bradley Nelson, when he brought this forward and gifted it to the world through his book, through the Emotion Code, I think that opened up a lot of eyes to a small niche of people. It's not as open as I would like to see it yet, but a small niche of people who are starting to recognize what is stress on the body. Stress is energy. Like, let's break down what that stress is. Oh, it's anxiety from age 13. It's dread from age 20. It's heartache from age 35. And so breaking down, like, what is that root cause? Like, what is causing that energetic imbalance in the systems that is causing the stress? So I think that is part of our purpose, is just opening up people's eyes to there's another part of healing that has been missed, and it's your emotional and energetic healing. Because when you experience something traumatic, it exists in two ways: through the way you remember it and through the energy that was associated, that continues to live on your body until it's healed.
Absolutely, Jocelyn, and it can affect us in such a deep way subconsciously, and even when we're like, doing our jobs or going through our day-to-day life things, sometimes something that happened 10 or 20 years ago that was very substantial can be affecting our mental health and well-being on a day-to-day basis, meaning that could even be triggering depression or anxiety, or making it a trigger for things, maybe losing the temper in traffic too quickly or something like that. It can come about in many ways, can't it?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's one of the first things I hear from clients is I handled situations so much better now than I did in the past, because they're healing their past emotional triggers that they didn't know why they had those responses, or so. And it's natural, it's human. We don't know until we muscle test what's there. So it's very human to have a heart wall. It's very human to hold on to energy from our past. But now we figured out a way, or Dr. Bradley Nelson gave us a way to muscle test and let go, so that we can be higher vibrational beings when we let go of that low vibrational energy.
Oh, it's so amazing what Dr. Bradley Nelson has created, and it's so profound, the healing after releasing the heart wall emotions. Just the unconditional love that people experience for themselves is just so amazing. And
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite. Heal heart wall.
yeah,
Let's
it's the
start there.
best.
Let's let go of the block, the energy wall in front of you. Yeah, let's start there. I agree. I think if we had a world where no heart walls existed, we'd live in a different place. There would be no wars. There would be, everybody would feel for one another. It's just, we get hardened by life experiences as humans and carry around that emotional baggage and protect ourselves and become less empathetic, less loving. But when you heal the heart wall, things change. Things change. And it's, yeah, it's my favorite thing to do for people.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing. It's so much fun, and it's it does have such a big effect, the deep traumas, and it's kind of, it's human nature. Humans are such, amazing, resilient beings, that, I was looking at, bipolar, for instance, when the trauma is so severe that the personality splits sometimes. And it's really amazing to be able to dig into some of the subconscious traumas and release them to allow the body to return back into a state of balance.
Yeah. And I think people should also be aware that, like, as energy workers, energy healers, we never claim to, we're not mental health professionals, and we're not, medical practitioners. Um, all we can do is muscle test the energies that exist and then let those go, and not claim to treat or cure anything. But the things that happen after a session are what is amazing. So, like, clients who can get off antidepressants or get off of blood pressure medication, and that just happens naturally once their body gets into that balanced state. So there are some amazing effects that can happen to people. But of course, like Dr. Brad says, we just work here. We just muscle test and let the energies go. Like, I had a client yesterday in who's on vacation and muscle tested, like, his immune system was down. And then I thought that's unusual because I just worked with him last week. And then I muscle tested, he had a parasite. And I told him, like, he can muscle test. So I said, can you muscle test this, that you have this? And he said, yeah. And we just, like, let that energy go, and boom, his immune system came right back up. And, of course, muscle testing indicated otherwise. But it's amazing. It's amazing, like, what happens with this work.
Absolutely. And I second that. Nothing here is medical advice in any way, and we're just, using the body code and belief code to heal people, to allow the body to heal itself, to remove the imbalance energetically, so the body can move back into a balanced state. And
Yes.
yeah, and just touching on what you're saying there, I love the way just optimizing hormone balance, I think is so powerful, because all of these chemicals, in a way, they're just altering hormones and excretion of hormones in different ways. So if we can improve our vitamin and mineral levels, maybe it's more B vitamins, maybe it's certain vitamins our body needs, or minerals, to help bring our hormones up to a more optimal level. And cortisol is another thing, the stress hormone. So having like this emotional baggage and having trapped emotions and post-traumatic energy that can affect us can have a really negative effect on our hormones. And it
Yes.
can really crash down our hormones we need for concentration, energy levels, and good quality sleep. So through clearing these energies, we can help to improve energy levels, sleep, and concentration.
100%. Yeah. I think cortisol is the most popular stress hormone that comes up for my clients. I don't know about you. And anxiety, I think, is the most common emotion that I clear for clients as well. But sometimes you'll get adrenaline, and then they'll totally click in and say, yeah, like I almost got in a car accident the other day. And so they can recognize where that adrenaline in their system came forward, and how that stress hormone was still existing in their body. It is really incredible what the body code comes up with.
Yeah, and sometimes those accidents can just leave us in a state of shock, where we're just, held in that kind of braced position after, say, like a car accident or something like that. And I think there's a reason, like in, you've very good medical practice in Canada and the States. And I'm sure after people have car crashes there, they get, weeks of really good chiropractic treatment to bring the body back into balance. So I think if anyone's been through a big accident like that, they should do some energy work to help the body move back into more of a balanced state.
Exactly. I think, yeah, we are very blessed with a good medical system here. Those things like chiro or acupuncture, massage, those things are additional expenses, just like emotion code, body code work. It's an additional expense here. But I hope one day it's recognized to be mainstream healing modality so that it can be included, because we would reach more people if it was, if people had access to this work without having to pay out of pocket. I mean, the things that we could do and the people that we could help would be vast.
Because there's enough money in the world that gets siphoned through taxes, isn't there?
Well, I think it's just the recognition. Like chiropractic work wasn't really recognized 100 years ago. So, maybe we just need to wait a little bit, and it will be. But yeah, so it's all important. It all works together. We need everybody. We need all of that team when we look at our healing. It's for those clients, I think, that have just done the medical, done the mental, and they're still not getting better, and they're still not getting answers. That's quite often when they'll reach out and say, hey, like, I heard about you. I'm willing to try this. And it's experiencing it, and seeing the results. Whatever happens for you will be your proof in the pudding kind of thing. Like that, I can never guarantee any results, but yeah, I think it's just the experience of it and what it does for you.
Absolutely, Jocelyn. And it would be amazing for things to get a little bit more mainstream for this modality, because it would just make it so much easier to reach more people. But there's a lot that kind of goes on in the world, and we won't get into it. We'll get into a little bit. So I have a friend of mine who's a chiropractor. He's one of the best in Ireland. He's amazing. And he was telling me that the Bible on X-rays was written by a chiropractor, but they can't do x-rays in Ireland.
Wow.
so, so hopefully when we get to a little bit more of a shift, and I think that's just a shift in belief, you know,
Yeah.
if we can change more of these beliefs on a bigger level, then
Yeah.
hopefully we can you know, create a more beneficial health system for the world, please God.
So why can't you guys do x-rays? Is it because of, like, there is radiation and x-ray toxicity that can happen, but why is it that you guys can't do x-rays in Ireland?
But just laws. There's
Laws.
no good reason for it. Just
Oh,
legality. Yeah,
okay.
no.
So interesting. That's
No good reason.
an interesting field. Sorry, I'm not the interviewer, but I just had
Yeah,
curiosity.
no, you ask me whatever you want, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the audience should know that you're also in school for chiropractor, and so your field, because you're a massage therapist and emotion code, body code practitioner, and your practicum for belief code and doing chiro work. So I think once you graduate and you finish your schooling, like the amount of tools that you have in your belt to help people heal both physically, emotionally, and energetically is going to be quite powerful.
Thank you, Jocelyn, and yeah, it's so much fun, and that's one of the reasons that I've been. So I'm thinking of switching the chiropractic course I'm doing at the moment from a part-time one to a full-time one. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm really trying to reprogram my belief system to a more abundance mindset, because it's really expensive. So I really do enjoy all of the different. I'm very much, you know, attached to the physical body elements, and you
Mhm.
know, I think the exercise is so important. You know, making sure all of the postural muscles are strong, and if there's any, like, you know, impingement with the vertebrae, if that can be realigned to allow better, you know, motor pattern, I think that's so important. Because sometimes these issues of like pelvic alignment or like cervical neck alignment is out, it
Mhm.
can cause so many issues. And you know, quite often here you hear of people being told medically, oh, you're going to need a new knee.
Mhm.
But really you might just need an adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some, you know, some ongoing self-care, you know, with
Yeah.
exercise and, you know, a bit of tissue work. And you know, you hear very young people being told this here, you know, in their 30s.
Yeah, well, I find it interesting because I work with a lot of clients who see chiropractors regular and massage therapists regular. And I know that if we do work on the cervical spine or the thoracic spine and release some emotional energy from the vertebrae and the discs, that the massage therapist can tell and the chiropractors can tell as well, that they can, well, that went in much easier or that held in alignment much longer. And so even if they believe or they don't believe in energy work or emotion code work, what's happening and what's being said is quite evident. And I know I've had two clients who had shortened legs. So one actually required a shoe lift. And after leaving, because these were in person sessions, after leaving the office, the hip would fall into place.
Wow.
And going to a chiropractor, the chiropractor said, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you don't need a shoe lift anymore. Like, it just is incredible, but we can't really say, hey, like, you know, you had emotions that were just keeping you out of alignment. And we can't really prove that, but the clients can see what's happening. And then they're hearing from the other, you know, people that they're working with that they're noticing a difference. So I think for this type of work, it is really the client's experience, what happens for them. To us, I mean, we only wish for the best and pray to God for their healing, but it's all their own personal experience, and what comes forward for them just comes forward for them.
And that's something I really enjoyed with the massage work and the deep tissue work, to really get in releasing you know, the muscles that are all knotted up, to try and get that pelvic alignment back into alignment, and then implementing the corrective exercises to get the muscles you know, firing side to side evenly. And yeah, so it's really fun when you're able to help someone get their alignment back. And just touching on what you're saying on the energetic level, sometimes people get very attached to their illness, and then that's when I think the energetic work really comes into play. Because like I remember my friend who's a chiropractor telling me some people that just don't want to get better. They get a little bit better, then they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to get any better than that," because
Yeah.
whatever attachment there was to it. And I think if dealing with that on an energetic level is so powerful.
And subconscious level, I think, too, because that is, I know in Psy-K we call it secondary benefits, right? So sometimes there's benefits to having an illness. Like you might have your spouse who is more caring for you and doing more chores. You might have like a disability payment that's coming forward, or you might have to return to work if you get better. So those are sometimes called secondary benefits on a subconscious level that they don't even realize exist, that is kind of holding them back from healing, because there's benefits to having that ailment. So it's very true what you say. Some people are attached to it and they don't know why.
Yeah. I just love that story of her hip going back into place after releasing with the body code. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've had two different clients that have just like walked out of the office and it fall into place. It's amazing. And I didn't even expect that. It's not something we worked on. It's just, you have hip pain. Okay. And so, like I said, the results sometimes are unexpected. We would never tell somebody to go off antidepressants. We would never tell somebody to get off their, blood pressure medication. But if their medical doctor says you don't need this anymore, or if the client themselves say, like, I feel okay, I don't want to take this anymore mentally, then that's a success story. That's a success on their own. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we'd never tell people to do that because the chemicals are very complicated. They've got half-lives and side effects, and you need the expert advice of a chemist when you're, talking with psychotropics and how to come off them. It's a very complex thing. So if we can deal with that on an energetic level and help in that way, and they can go back to their healthcare professional to
discuss future plans or moving forward. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I think when we go through this training, we're told like we can never treat, diagnose, or cure, but what happens with the clients is their own experience, and then they can work with their doctors on their health plan moving forward. But I've seen some amazing things come with this type of work.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. And I think, like we talked about earlier with the heart wall clearing, when people have that just profound compassion and love for themselves afterwards, and if you're able to help someone who'd been, doing, 10 or 20 years worth of therapy, and they've got a massive result within a few sessions, it's really really amazing.
Yeah. And so I think we'll have even more success stories and testimonials as we move forward in our practice with Belief Code. I think it's so new and yet to be discovered, the long-term effects of what this does, because it was just released in October. So many people are in their practicums now or getting certified now and working with clients now. But I want to see the long-term effects and how this manifests and plays in their life. I'm hearing feedback from clients that on the unconscious level, their behaviors are changing, and then they're noticing it. So that is a good sign. I've seen amazing work with Psy-K, and things manifest that way just by reprogramming the subconscious mind. So I know how powerful that part is. And so, yeah, I feel like it's yet to be seen, and the results and testimonials that are going to come forward have yet to really be shared with the world, because it is so new.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And I did a few sessions with one client, and he was just bringing in like all of these big money contracts and stuff, and it was just really really cool what he was doing. And it's really exciting when we're like completely in control of what we want to create.
Yeah, I have a client as well who's very young, 22, but does this work once to three times a week, depending. And his income is quite substantial, but he makes a connection between this work and him being able to make what he makes, which, I mean, I don't even know if I should share here, but it's in like 5 digits. So, and he does this per month as a 22-year-old, but he
Wow.
recognizes that, he wants to be at his highest vibrational state. He wants to do his subconscious mind reprogramming. He wants to make sure that he's on point with his highest level of consciousness when he's going into these meetings to close these deals. And he's quite successful. And so I think the people that recognize the value of this work will receive their money tenfold. Like, they just have to become the best versions of themselves.
Absolutely. It's so exciting. And I remember you telling me before that when you were doing a lot of the empowering work on reprogramming people's beliefs with Psy-K and helping them to, set the goals that they want and achieve what they want. It was quite funny. You were saying that, there are a lot of like, how high-powered CEOs and stuff that were, not wanting to stick to the company because their aspirations were so much bigger than what the company had planned for them.
That's correct. Yeah, I've had a lot of clients leave their jobs and pursue their dreams. And so, I mean, I do see it as a success. I see it as a loss for the companies, unfortunately. But I'm glad I was able to inspire them to pursue, something that brings them joy and a passion. And it's not always about the money, because you need to be happy in this life. Like, life is too short not to be happy and to spend all this time in a place that you're not. So yeah, that is a true story. I've helped many clients leave their jobs pursue their dreams. So yeah.
I mean, that's what it's about. Yeah, absolutely. Life's too short and we should live every day as it's our last, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
It is really exciting. So you're an instructor at the Banff Wellness Retreat.
Correct. Yes, I present about once or twice a year. It's a beautiful retreat with many different healers, many different people of different sorts, yoga instructors, sound healers, Reiki healers, and everybody has a different session topic to talk on. And so quite often I'll teach muscle testing to begin. And then I'll show how you can use muscle testing to discover certain things about yourself, whether it be, do I have a heart wall, or do I have an emotion, or do I have a limiting belief? And so, I can't teach them how to do the modalities, but I can show them how to discover if they have these things, or if a headache is connected to some sort of energetic imbalance. So I do teach muscle testing and communication with the subconscious mind. And that is my primary workshop. And then I'll show them that, once you know that, you can use the emotion code, you can use the body code, you can use Psy-K or get certified in Psy-K and start to do this work on yourselves, because that's the thing that people should recognize is anyone can do this. If you can learn muscle testing, anybody can do this type of work. So yeah, it's more of an empowering workshop and giving them the tools to discover what they can do for themselves.
Absolutely. We've all got these healing abilities and everyone can do this modality. And then Bradley Nelson's made it in such a way that it's so easy for anyone to learn these techniques and, to help starting their healing practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll be in Banff, I think, this April. I presented in October. It's just one of those things that, I mean, even for you or for any practitioner, if you can get out there and share the word, share the knowledge, teach people the one skill of muscle testing. I think that's one of the most important things I do with my Zoom clients on their first session is I try to teach them the sway test. It's very rare that they can't get the sway test. And then I show them, okay, once you do this, you are in communication with your subconscious mind. you can ask anything about your health now. You can start asking these questions, and that's a very empowering tool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's all about having that trust in our higher selves, and that trust in, maybe is God a bad word to say? A higher creative power, you know, and just having that faith in that. I think it's such a empowering thing to have, because I think everything societally would, I guess, if we go into history and everything, is kind of taking us a little bit away from our trust in ourselves and our trust in God, and that there's, a higher power that, wants the best for us.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's an important point to bring up, is that all of our healing is through a higher source, through God, and we don't really we don't take credit for that. Like, before every client, we're taught to pray for that client and be grateful for their healing. And that in itself is one of the most powerful tools that we have and gifts we can give to the world, and anybody can do that.
It's amazing. And over the last week, I've tried, instead of doing, rolling the magnet, I've just been focusing on the intention of it, and it feels more powerful, if I'm honest.
Yeah, yeah, it does take, it does say, I remember the same thing. I used to use the magnet when I started, and then I, would swipe with my hand. And then eventually, just the intention is very powerful. Um, yeah, your intention is everything. And so, we're taught a certain way, but I think as practitioners, as you move forward in your business and your practice, you also discover that you can do this with the power of your mind.
Yes, it's phenomenal. And I noticed, like, you're doing it, and a few advanced practitioners are using that technique, and I must say, it just feels better with me, and it feels, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. It's
um,
good. It's good to recognize, like, what works for you. And they do say that in our training, like in the updated training, they did say practitioners are doing it this way, or they're just transmuting it this way. And I think you discover it quite quick when your clients, you can muscle test, was that energy released? And it was like, yeah, it was released. So the most important thing in healing is discovering first what needs to be healed, bringing it to the surface, and then transmuting it with the highest vibration that there is, which is unconditional love. And so that's all it is. It's like quick, and you can get very fast at it.
yeah, I think Dr. Brad's sessions are about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm still taking about 40 minutes because I do just love a bit of a chat.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's unique for everybody. But yeah, I hope that the people that have experienced this work, I think the emotion code clients or body code clients that I've had were very excited to be part of the practicum. And then I think the first day I was certified, I had already bookings for belief code. People are excited to do this work. Um, and so hopefully moving forward, we just get more of those great testimonials of things that are changing in people's lives and things that are shifting, because it is brand new. It's a new modality, and there's a few of us doing it now. So I'm sure those testimonials will come rolling in.
Yeah, it's so exciting. And Jocelyn, is there anything you want to add before we end the interview or the show?
No, just I want to say thank you to you for finding me. Sometimes I get very curious how people find me. And, I definitely know it was meant to be, to connect and to speak with you today and last week. So thank you for giving me the opportunity on your platform to share the work. I will share that we do have an app, HiViibe Connect, if I may. And
Of
that
course,
is,
please. Yeah.
thank you. We do have like 15 to 17 practitioners on there who are certified in emotion code, body code, and about half of them have Psy-K, and half of them are in certified or in training for belief code. So they're highly, highly qualified practitioners. If people are interested, they can download the app. And yeah, there is a section in there to start connecting with people who have also cleared their heart wall. So yeah, I just wanted to put that plug in for HiViibe Connect. Simeon, you're always welcome to be a part of it. We need more male practitioners on there. I think we just have two. But yeah, it's amazing. high quality people that I have vetted, that the corporation has vetted, amazing workers that I would choose to work on myself or my kids. And I think, it's not all about me. It's not all about you or your business. It's about giving people the opportunity to find who resonates with them.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Jocelyn. And yeah, I'd love to be a part of that with you. And you're like a modern day Cupid, connecting all of the
I hope so. Definitely. I think once a client clears their heart wall, they want to meet other people who've also cleared their heart wall. It's, when you're moving forward in new relationships, you want to find people that have also healed their stuff from their past relationship. And so that's the idea. It's definitely a very niche group. It's very small because most people don't know what a heart wall is. However, the people that do and have done this work, they want to meet other people that are on the same level as them. So that's what we're hoping to achieve with this.
And the link to the Heart Wall Cleared, app where people can connect. What is? Will they find it on the
Yeah,
the Play Store?
We have an landing page. So it's on Google Play, it's on the App Store. It's HiViibe, but HiViibe is spelled differently. It's HiViibe. So it's HiViibe Connect. That's the app. And there is a landing page as well, hivibeconnect.com. HiViibe.com.
They can find that on your website link below, can they?
Definitely. All on Exit
Yeah.
Emotion Reset. There is the links there as well. Yeah. So if anyone's interested, if they don't want to work with me, don't want to work with you, if they just want to check out who else is there, there's a great group there. Like I said, there's many.
And if you want to date with other people who've cleared their heart wall, you can find that in the description below too.
Yeah. It's very interesting. We made it so you can only take a live picture of yourself. So there's no filters, no fake, you can't put someone else's picture. It won't allow you to upload a picture. We try to get rid of some of the things that other dating apps have issues with. And so, we're hoping that right now we just want to build the base, build the amount of people in there so that we can start connecting people who've cleared their heart walls.
That's just such a lovely thing that you've created. That's really amazing. In the link below, you can find Jocelyn's website and her booking page. Please, try a belief code session with her, and let's get some more heart walls cleared and fill up that dating app.
Yeah, or you, Simeon, you're also a practitioner as well. So, book with either one of us. There's many people you can work with, and it was lovely talking with you.
Great, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Simeon.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, take care.